Here we are a week away from first pitch at the new stadium downtown for your Smokies, and tonight, 7 new statues unveiled at Covenant Health Park. Let's head out to downtown now where our Will Puckett is there. Will, these statues recognize Knoxville's baseball history, which is a lot deeper than a lot of people might realize.
Yeah, a rich history of baseball here in Knoxville, Ted, and most importantly, a rich history of African-American baseball. And that's what this area that's called Giants Landing is really all about. It's out on the third baseline on the east side of Covenant Health Park. But 7 statues are going to adorn really the entire stadium and serve to honor and memorialize the African-American baseball history here in East Tennessee. Right now, you're looking at Forrest Maddox and William Nathaniel Rogers, 2 of the statues that you'll see all along this park. And the idea of this is to show just that history and why this stadium is more than just a baseball stadium. It's going to serve as a museum of sorts for the history, because at one point where this stadium rests was a thriving African-American community. And as urban renewal happened, the hope now is that this stadium will now blend what is the city into what is in Knoxville's black community and create sort of a cushion and a revitalization for the folks who call this area home. Reverend Renee Kessler with the Beck Cultural Center said it best that this stadium is beginning to do exactly what it was planned to.
It's fitting because this area was predominantly an African-American community prior to urban renewal. So it felt right to be here having the story told in the space and place where much of the history took place. Not only that, many of these players would have lived in this community. They would have lived in this area. So telling that story of 1920 being the league champions for the Southern Negro League, it's a great story to tell. But most especially, it's a story to tell about baseball. Where else? In a baseball stadium.
Forrest One Wing Maddox. I want to point you to this sculpture specifically because this one is who Brian Hanlon, who sculpted all 7 of these, said he is most excited for people to see. He had one arm. When he was 10, his arm was amputated, but specifically why? With one arm, he became the batting champion in 1920 in the Southern Negro League. That's what you're going to be able to see when you come here to Covenant Health Park and look at all of these statues. You're going to learn so much about the kids, about the men who made black baseball here in East Tennessee something to truly admire. There will also at one point, Ted, be QR codes on all of these statues that'll take a deeper dive into who these gentlemen are and the history of African-American baseball here in East Tennessee. And again, serving as more than just a ballpark, but truly a museum.
It's going to open a lot of eyes. I think people are going to learn a lot on their first visit to that stadium. Will Puckett, thanks a lot.